are now tuned in to my main man Dubs. If you want that garbage, go somewhere else. If you want that music that matters, he came to the right spot.
What up, kid?
Hey Dub, talk to him.
This is not for the weak-hearted. Ever since the beat started, the flow switched up from...
When Anthony Joshua got knocked out by Andy Ruiz, that's when the mask came off. And a lot of boxing fans' true colors really came out. Because I'll be out here in Thailand talking to all type of fans from England, from Africa, from Australia, Germany. And what I noticed was right after Anthony Joshua avenged his loss to Andy Ruiz, whenever I would talk to any European fans after Anthony Joshua avenged that loss, the first thing they would say, oh man, did you watch that AJ fight? Oh, that was horrible. That was a shit fight, etc., etc. And I'm sitting over there like, what do you mean? It was a great fight. I mean, he avenged a loss. I mean, this is what great champions do.
Okay, now, Dante's, OG Dante, was saying that he noticed a lot of fans dropped off after the last performance of Anthony Joshua when he regained the titles by beating Andy Ruiz damn near every round by just simply outboxing him. And a lot of people did say that was trash. Okay, a lot of people did criticize him, including his boy, Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder said it was a jab and grab, Klitschko clone style fight. It was boring. He didn't have heart. Who the hell's going to go in there and box a guy after getting knocked out the first fight? Well, guess what? We're going to have to see what Deontay Wilder is going to do to redeem himself now, won't we? Karma. But anyway, also, Dante's Boxing Nation, I remember him was one of the doubters that doubted that Anthony Joshua was even going to win that rematch. So all those channels, they had to eat their words because they did not believe that Anthony Joshua was going to beat Andy Ruiz. In fact, they was looking forward to Deontay Wilder versus Andy Ruiz more so than any other thing because it was a PBC and it catered Al Heyman, okay? So that's what happened. Now, Dante did have to, of course, do some damage control after Anthony Joshua beat Andy Ruiz. He did. A lot of them did, which is it's humbling, which that's what they're supposed to do because Anthony Joshua, you know, a lot of people thought, oh, he's a hype job. Yeah, you guys can get off that hype train now. Your boy got beat up and knocked out. The fat Mexican gonna knock his ass out again. Watch what I tell you. Watch this, watch this, watch this, right? So he was one of those guys that doubted Anthony Joshua. You know, I thought he was win. I predicted he would win because I knew by watching that fight, I saw it over a dozen times. And I seen what Anthony Joshua could do because it wasn't like he couldn't hit Andy Ruiz. He just needed to not get hit and get hurt like he did in the first fight. Now to get into a firefight with a short, fat, short-armed, quicker-armed guy with hand speed like that, that's not smart. So he changed his game plan, did exactly what Dante's Boxing Nation said, what the beginning of or the root of great fighters could be as they lose, they readjust, they adapt, and they overcome. And that's exactly what Anthony Joshua did that night on December 7th. So let's go on.
Deal with some type of adversity and you figure out a way to overcome it. I'm telling these fans this. Now, on top of AJ beating Andy Ruiz, you also have to remember AJ was a huge underdog going into the rematch. A lot of people thought he was done. The way he got knocked out in that first fight, a lot of people didn't give him a chance to win the rematch. That's what makes it even more impressive.
Yes, a lot of people didn't give him a chance. Or should I say, I can't say that. Because Dante's Boxing Nation did say that he could win, but he didn't think he was going to. He didn't think that Anthony Joshua had the hand speed or the proper skills to beat Andy Ruiz with that type of style. Okay, that's what that was. Anthony Joshua also was not an underdog in that fight either. As a matter of fact, Andy Ruiz was. Okay. Now, they probably thought that he was an underdog because they thought that he was going to lose. That's why they would say, oh, he was a huge underdog. According to who? Anthony Joshua was not an underdog in that fight. Okay? He was a second name on the ballot because then at that time, Andy Ruiz was a unified champion. He was the champion, so his name was first. It was Joshua Ruiz 1, then Ruiz Joshua 2. Okay? That's how that was labeled. That's how that was billed. Didn't mean he was the A side, but his name was first on the ballot, so that means a lot when you're dealing with, the championship protocol of recognizing a champion. Okay? So let's move on.
It's like they wouldn't give Deontay Wilder a chance to beat Tyson Fury if they were to fight a third time, right? So it blew my mind that you have fans that were actually more upset that Anthony Joshua avenged the loss than they were that he ended up losing in the first place, which tells you everything you need to know about those type of fans. And mind you, some of these fans I was talking to were from England. They were from AJ's country.
Well, I think I agree with him on that. I think a lot of people was pissed off at Anthony Joshua because of the way he fought. And he's right. If you have those type of fans, I don't want those type of fans. If I'm a fighter and then I have people that critical, you're just shit talkers. You probably didn't like me in the first place. In fact, I wouldn't even call those fans. I just call those spectators, at that point. Spectators / haters. Because if you're going to, you're first of all, you're going to say, oh, I don't think he can win. Just like Andre Ward did, right? Remember that? Oh, I don't think that he can win. I don't think he's good enough to beat Andy Ruiz. And then when he did that, oh, man, it was boring. But before that, he said something totally different. He did what he needed to do. And then later on, oh, yeah, I thought that was boring. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that was, he was drinking some haterade that day, Mr. SOG was, Andre Ward. So those were those type. But let's move forward.
It's coming out. The truth is definitely coming out. AJ, he just found out that he's on the coincidental list. And as he says, the haters motivates him. So, man, you should have a whole lot of motivation now. It's going to be even worse for AJ once they officially announce the Joshua versus Fury fight.
Now, he's absolutely right about that through that segment I heard. If Joshua's motivation is haters and people that doubt him, people that think he's an underdog, he should be full of confidence. He should be fired up because he will receive that. And one thing that Dante's Boxing Nation also said that was absolutely true, and a lot of people don't catch on this, we're going to really see how many fans that Joshua will have remaining versus the fans that Tyson Fury has constantly now, okay? So we will know when that time comes. And it's strange because two British fighters, two British champions, one fighter once beaten Anthony Joshua, undefeated Tyson Fury. We're going to see who is who. Because at this point now it doesn't really matter who wins because it's all British, right? It's a UK showdown. So really, and a lot of people, I feel, I don't think they care who would win actually, because whoever the undisputed's going to be, it's going to be a British champion because they're both British. But anyway, that's my take on it. You guys tell me what you think about this particular video. This is volume 2 of Anthony Joshua and losing fans and the haters that he newly has. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.